Good morning and welcome to Saturday Stories. Today's stories are all about, what do you think that is? Dragon, right. Dragons. In anticipation of our summer reading theme, Imagine Our Story, I've decided that we were going to read about dragons today. So I hope you'll join me. The first story that I have is an old one. It's by, story pictures are both by Tommy D. Paola, who unfortunately recently left us, but he left us with an enormous library of some wonderful, wonderful stories. And this is called The Knight and the Dragon. And here we can see some pictures. I'm going to try to pull them close so you can see. There's the castle on a hill and a tree. And then over here on the title page we have what looks like a cave. Once upon a time there was a knight in a castle who had never fought a dragon. And in a cave not too far away was a dragon who had never fought a knight. One day, the knight went to the castle library and took out all of the books he could find on dragon fighting. Meanwhile, back at the cave, the dragon had rummaged through all the things from his ancestors and found some books on knight fighting. Okay, here's the knight. And here is the dragon reading his books. The knight began to build some armor, and this book doesn't have a whole lot of words. It has mostly pictures. So, let me try to do that in the right direction. Here we go. You can see he's trying to build his armor. The dragon practiced swishing his tail. Meanwhile, back at the castle, you can see what he's doing. Oh, he's got a crossbow and a shield and some swords. I think he's ready to go dragon fighting. Meanwhile, back at the cave, staring at the mirror. Oh, look at his eyes. Getting redder and redder. It looks kind of scary there, doesn't he? Here, they're practicing. Not very successfully. Here's the knight. Well, I think he's kind of made a mess there. And the dragon, not having very much luck. Finally, the knight and the dragon were both ready. They sent each other a letter and set a time for the fight. And here you can see the letters. And here, they're ready for the fight. They're ready. Not very successful, huh? I'm going to try it again. And there's the knight. And here's our dragon. Oh my. Let's see what's happened to the dragon. He set fire to the trees. And our knight has landed up a tree. And you notice the princess. The princess decides enough is enough. And so what does she do? She gives each of them a book. So she gives a book to the dragon called The Outdoor Cookbook. And she gives the knight a book called How to Build a Barbecue. And as you can see, they're both reading their books. And now we have a barbecue. K&D barbecue. The end. That ended pretty happily, didn't it? Now this next book is called Dragons, and it has a rather fearsome looking dragon on the front. But then it also has a chicken. And the front cover says, Dragons? And when we open up the book and we look at the end papers, it has some words on it, has some pictures. Something weird is happening. Why are all the chickens gathered in front of the hen house? Grandma found a scary book. She says she'll only read it to the adults because it's not for children. Wow, quick, let's go listen. This book is by Lila Pratt. And we have, says, are you all here? Well, if you're not afraid, listen up. I found a book that says dragons are the ancestors of chickens. Dragons? Wow. And this little chick over here says, what are these dragons? The word dragon originally meant a big snake. And the chicken over here says, our mom is always finding strange books. The last one said we descended from dinosaurs. As a descendant of dinosaurs, you seem to hatch even weirder creatures. Who would have thought that we would have cousins that could bite elephants? But that's snake biting an elephant. And this one over here says, why did they add various body parts to the snakes? In ancient times, travelers claimed they saw dragons, strange snake-like creatures living in remote corners of the earth. More than 2,000 years ago, a Roman scholar named Pliny the Elder was the first person to write an encyclopedia about all the different kinds of animals, even dragons. Later, imaginative people who wrote about dragons added different body parts to the snake-like dragon, including wings, legs, and strange heads. People wanted to make dragons look horrifying. It's pretty scary looking, isn't it? The chicken over here says, this one is like a chicken, wearing a mask of a raging bull. If someone makes me angry, I look horrifying too. This big snake has a few extra body parts added. Over here it says, thousands of years ago, people told stories about dragons that were the gods that had created the world and ruled people's lives. In Mesopotamia, there is a story called Enuma Elish about dragons written on clay tablets 3,500 years ago. The story tells how Tiamat, a huge snake that ruled the oceans, and Apsu, the god of fresh water, married and had many children, all of them young gods. So, did these weird creatures lay eggs? Dragons laid eggs just like chickens. And the chickens over here say, well, that is ridiculous. It looks like anyone with a little time can lay an egg. And then the rooster says, they have quite unusual nests, it seems. And the chicks say, If you're laid in a nest like that, the first thing you would do is poop yourself from fear. And so, over here, this little chicken asks, so, did the dragons collect gold like crows do? What do you think? People thought dragons guarded treasures. I'm also guarding a treasure, the eggs that my children were hatched from. You guard them carefully so that dragons don't hatch from them. And the chick says, our mom doesn't hatch dragons, Dad. And then this little chick over here is asking, so dragons work for people instead of dogs or horses? Dragons were most likely considered mostly to be pesky monsters. And here we have, like in our other story, a knight fighting a dragon. And you can see that the dragon has set fire to what looks like some houses. And the chickens over here say, Mama Chick says, how can we relate it to pesky monsters? We're the nicest creatures in the world. And the rooster says, I know one pesky monster, your mother, my dear. And the little chick says, our granny isn't a pesky monster. You can even be more pesky than her, Dad. And then this little chick over here says, dragons vomited fire? Wow. Some dragons vomited water. There is a water dragon. And the chicken says, why? Rooster says, firefighters used so much water to put on a dragon that was vomiting fire that for a long time afterwards, the dragon vomited water. And the little chick says, when I was sick, I also vomited something resembling water. Does that mean I'm a dragon? So, are dragons real or not? For a long time, people believed that dragons were real. But now they don't. Rooster says, now people believe in all sorts of silly things, but not in dragons, it seems. I hope there really are no dragons. I won't be able to sleep if I see monsters like that. Good job they didn't find a number of heads. What a monster would that be? Some dragons have more than one head. This dragon has, let's count them, 1, 2, 3 heads. I don't know if I like that. Was one head not enough for these silly things they did? Rooster says, if I had more than one head, I could crow in a trio or a quartet. That would be great. If they had a number of heads, they must have spent their whole day brushing their teeth. Some people scared away real dragons with dragon statues. The chicken says, if dragons really are real, we should make a dragon statue as soon as possible. Rooster says, well, I'm in charge of defending this hen house. You don't need any statues. And the chicks say, we'll make a statue of you, Dad, if a dragon attacks while you're asleep. The image of a dragon was also used to scare people. And that is kind of scary, isn't it? These two are looking at each other like the dogs, Max and King next door. That's nothing compared to the looks the rooster next door and I exchange. Good job you're only looking at each other. The dragons were also used to depict losers. This one looks more like a furious ladybird. I think I'm the most horrifying dragon anywhere. Even we aren't afraid of dragons that look like angry ladybirds. Dragons were also known elsewhere around the world. And here is a picture of a dragon from Mexico. The Aztecs believed in dragons that resembled large snakes with wings, feathers, or horns. And this one says, the chicken says, what's this? A snake with a plume? The plume on my tail is 100 times more magnificent, so why haven't I been chosen as a god? Asked the rooster. You are a god, Dad. You're always saying that the sun only rises if you crow. In some countries, dragons are still worshipped. And here we have a Chinese dragon. Finally, relatives we don't have to be embarrassed about. The rooster says relatives are nothing but trouble. Has anyone from Asia ever sent me anything? And the chicken says, you haven't sent anything to anyone either. And unlike other dragons, East Asian dragons are usually friendly and sensible. They only cause trouble if somebody makes them really angry. Some dragons hatch from rooster eggs. The chicken says, so hens produce chicks and roosters strange monsters? And the rooster says, don't be silly. I don't lay eggs. It's science fiction. And the little chick says, I'm very lucky not to hatch from a rooster's egg. I'd look a little strange. That's very interesting. A terrifying rooster dragon appeared from the basilisk. And the chicken says, roosters hatch from hen eggs and dragons from rooster eggs. So we really are the parents of dragons. And the rooster says, it's me who produces dragons, not you. And the chick says, Dad, don't father any dragons. We don't want step-brothers and step-sisters like that. And here's the end of the book. Dear hens, if you show me how to lay eggs, I'll produce a dragon that will make you go crazy. Speaking of dragons, here comes one. What dragon? That's our Rose. Rose can't be a dragon. She didn't hatch from a rooster's egg. And she brings us corn every day so we don't get hungry. Maybe Dad's trying to say she's some sort of dragon. She provides us with corn grains and often takes away a kind of sacrifice, an egg or a hen. Here, chick, 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 chick. You and your conspiracy theories. Rose brings us grain because she likes us. And here are the pictures for that. And then we get to the end paper, and the little chickens are saying, I'm afraid Dad will really try to hatch a dragon. I'm really interested in what kind of dragon he can make. But we don't have any toads or snakes. Maybe we can ask our cat or dog to warm his eggs. Interesting dragons could be made, but we don't know now if they're real or not. So what do you think? Are dragons real or not? Let's stop a minute and do a little rhyme. This rhyme is called 5 Green Dragons. 5 green dragons making such a roar. One danced away, and then there were 4. 4 green dragons dancing around a tree. One danced away, and then there were 3. 3 green dragons dancing around you. One danced away, and then there were 2. 2 green dragons dancing in the sun. One danced away, and then there was 1. 1 green dragon having lots of fun. She danced away, and then there were none. You want to go ahead and repeat that with me? Let's get your hand ready. Okay. You ready? 5 green dragons making such a roar. Roar! One danced away, and then there were 4. 4 green dragons dancing around a tree. One danced away, and then there were 3. 3 green dragons dancing around you. One danced away, and then there were 2. 2 green dragons dancing in the sun. One danced away, and then there was 1. 1 green dragon having lots of fun. She danced away, and then there were none. So, my last book today is going to be How to Light Your Dragon. And this is a new book that we just got. How to Light Your Dragon. This is by Didier Levy and Fred Benaglia. Has your dragon's fire gone out? Not even a spark or a flicker or flame? Don't worry, there's no need to panic. We'll try a zillion ways to get your dragon breathing fire again, and one of them is bound to work. So how to light your dragon. Can't breathe fire? Not even the teeniest flicker of flame? Has your pet dragon's fire gone out? Don't worry, there must be a way to relight him. Kind of a funny looking dragon, but perhaps something's blocking his flames. Try lifting up his back legs and giving him a good shake. Nothing? Make him lie on the ground and bounce up and down on his tummy. No luck? Maybe he needs a new spark. A good way to make a spark is to find a feather duster and tickle his feet, under his arms, and the tip of his nose. Still nothing? Oh dear, this is serious. Let me try something else. Ask your dragon to play a game of cards with you and then cheat. Make sure you cheat lots and lots. Make him really angry. No explosions? Here's another idea. Make him a big cake and put candles on it. A dragon can't resist lighting candles. He won't be able to stop himself. Oh, apparently he can stop himself. Perhaps you should just eat the cake. Take your dragon shopping and show him the latest ovens and sing their praises. Now we're cooking the hottest ovens around. And look at those lovely flames. I wish we had something as hot as that at home. No reaction at all? There he is. How about this? Make fake flames out of red and yellow paper and stick them to the end of his nose. Better than nothing, right? But what if your dragon swallows the paper flames, flops down, and refuses to move? Well, then you've got a real problem. It's sad to think that your dragon might never breathe fire again. So sit down beside him and think of all the good times you've shared, all the adventures you've had together. Then tell him that he's still your dragon and that you'll always love him, even if he never breathes fire again. And give him a great big kiss on the nose. Now guess what? What do you think's gonna happen? A great big kiss full of love is also full of magic. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed those stories. And before I leave you today, I wanted to wish you a safe and a happy Memorial Day. And I hope you will take a few minutes this weekend to remember and honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms and for our country. On a lighter note, Memorial Day weekend means that summer is right around the corner. And summer at the library means it's time for summer reading. While summer reading at the library might look a little different this year, we'll still be supporting all ages of readers while we imagine our stories together. This summer, we encourage you to sign up for our summer reading club, log your reading, earn badges, conquer fun reading challenges, play games, and more with Read Squared, an online one-stop shop for summer readers. Read Squared will be available at our website beginning June 1st. And of course, you can always sign up in person at the library. But we hope you'll try this time, and we look forward to seeing you and have a great weekend. Thank you.